got a call from the Marine Corps saying that they lost signal from one of their aircraft in the Pine Valley area.
A search and rescue mission has now sadly turned into a recovery effort. We'll have the very latest on the 5 Marines killed in a helicopter crash.
A little too much rain, too fast. Knowing it's going to keep caving in is kind of concerning.
Hanging on the edge, why 2 Mission Hills residents are now in danger of losing their homes.
And hazardous conditions in our San Diego mountains. What you need to do to stay safe on the roads.
Showers are tapering off, and we're looking at a dry upcoming weekend. We're going to talk about how much more rain is left in the next 48 hours and what you can expect beyond that. You're up with CBS 8.
We're following breaking news, just learning that the 5 Marines on board a helicopter that went down in Pine Valley yesterday are sadly confirmed dead. Thanks for being here at 6 a.m. I'm Eric Connard.
And I'm Neda Irampour. And right now, recovery efforts are underway. CBS 8's Chris Groh joining us live outside MCAS Miramar. We heard from the Marine Corps. Chris, what are they saying?
Yeah, good morning, and they have confirmed that this was indeed a crash. Now remember, we heard about that helicopter being declared missing early yesterday morning, and then it became a search for both the helicopter and those 5 Marines. Then the helicopter was found, and then it became just a search for the Marines, and now it has since turned into a recovery mission. Now, when that helicopter was found, we were not told any details about its status or its condition, but now we're hearing now the first time for the words that are being used like crash. So again, that does kind of, again, spell out or sort of detail what it is that they're looking at there in Pine Valley here as part of this recovery mission. Now, as far as we know about this helicopter and this specific unit, what we do know is that this is a crew based out of Miramar. They were on a training flight from Creech Air Force Base near Las Vegas back to Miramar. As for the aircraft itself, it's a CH-53E helicopter. It's a heavy lift helicopter used by the Marine Corps to transport troops and carry heavy military equipment. Now, we have heard from a major general here with the same unit that these Marines fell under, and I do want to read a part of that statement. It said, quote, "It is with a heavy heart and profound sadness that I share the loss of 5 outstanding Marines from the 3rd Marine Aircraft Wing and the Flying Tigers while conducting a training mission flight last night. These pilots and crew members were serving a calling greater than self, and we're proud to do so." We have also now heard from the President of the United States here, President Joe Biden, who in a statement acknowledged again the deaths of these 5 Marines. He wrote, quote, "Jill and I are heartbroken at the loss of 5 U.S. Marines whose aircraft crashed while flying from Nevada to California during a routine training mission. As the Department of Defense continues to assess what occurred, we extend our deepest condolences to their families, their squadron, and the U.S. Marine Corps as we grieve the loss of 5 of our nation's finest warriors." Some of the questions that we still have right now, of course, is what were the conditions at the time of that flight and what may have led to that helicopter crashing. We will not get the identities of those 5 Marines until their family members have been notified, but you can continue to stay with CBS 8 as we await for further details here from the Marines, as well as those who are on the ground searching for those remains. Eric and
All right, and you have hearing from the president as well on this. Thank you very much, Chris Groh, for the very latest. Stay with CBS 8. We'll have all the developments as they come in. We'll be sure to update you here on the air and on CBS8.com. Also follow us on social media and download the CBS 8 app.
Right now, at least 2 homes in Mission Hills may have to be evacuated after a mudslide left a vacant home at risk of collapsing. City crews were out assessing the damage last night, which they say was caused by the recent rain. Meanwhile, in Lakeside, a portion of a home was left suspended in the air after a similar scene there. And with more rain on the way here, homeowners say they are hoping for the best.
Pretty devastating. You know, we've been here for 40 years, and to have something like this just cave in on top of you, knowing it's going to keep caving in, is kind of concerning.
San Diego County is not the only region affected by the extreme weather either. Hundreds of mudslides have been reported in Los Angeles alone, and several homes there have been damaged. This morning, Governor Gavin Newsom is pushing for more support from the federal government after the historic winter storm last month. The governor asking for a major disaster declaration from President Biden, which would help San Diego neighborhoods recover, neighborhoods where very few people had flood insurance. If approved, federal dollars could go towards things like housing assistance, vehicle replacements, and medical services.
Right now, dozens of people who live in Mountain View and South Crest calling out the city for what they say is a complete failure after their homes were flooded. This was more than 2 weeks ago, January 22nd. And you see in this video here, all of them gathering. Well, they marched yesterday. Right now, many of these neighbors say they're doing this march across San Diego to voice their concerns and to express frustration of the many flood victims from southeastern San Diego. The city tells us they have now assigned 350 employees to fix flooding issues during the latest storm. The head of the transportation department telling us the best way to report an issue would be to call the Public Works dispatch number. And that number, you'll see it on your screen. Hopefully that'll help you out. 619-527-7500. Okay, let's show you now this live look. Yeah, here it is. Highway 79 in Julian looks covered and a little windy too. Actively snowing. There's a rain, snow, slushy mix going on, it seems. A winter storm warning in effect for our San Diego mountains above 4,000 feet.
Yeah, you can see some precipitation blowing across the cameras there. This morning, the National Weather Service is warning of hazardous conditions on the roads. We have team coverage for you. CBS 8's Alex Lai live near Julian right now with what you need to know before making the drive up to the mountains. But first, meteorologist Evan Ronnie tracking the latest on the conditions here. Evan?
Yeah, good morning to you. It is a much drier start to our now Thursday morning than what we saw for pretty much any past morning this week. We overnight saw a pretty decent wave of moisture come through. You might have noticed that bulk of green, and that is all of that made its way from the western side of the coast, of course, all the way east, and is now clearing out. We have a few remaining showers on the way over the course of the day today, but you can see the wider look shows we're going to be moving toward a much drier stretch of weather. So that's going to mean longer breaks of sunshine, longer periods without any sudden downpours. We're not ruling them out today. Only about a 10 to 20% chance, however, today that they're going to be taking place. So coming up, we'll talk about how much rain is left in the forecast for today and tomorrow, and we will finally start to look toward the weekend and next week with those dry skies. But with all the recent storms, we have seen a lot of snow over our local mountaintops. San Diegans, they are likely going to be headed up to the mountains to check it all out. CBS 8's Alex Lai is live near Julian this morning with what people need to know if they're going to make that plan to head up to the mountains. Alex?
Thanks, Evan. Unfortunately, we were unable to make it all the way up to the mountain this morning, and that is because a road is closed. This is on the 78, one of the roads to get up to Julian. The crossroad is Washington Street. Now, Caltrans tells us that this road is closed right now because crews have been working overnight to clear up a shoulder and the road from rain and snow that they saw on the way to Julian. Now, you can see behind me that this road is completely blocked off. It is closed, and they said it will be open hopefully by 8, but it might be later. Now on the drive up here, there was a good amount of fog on the winding road, so if you are planning to make the drive today or later this weekend, make sure to keep an eye out for that fog, be extra observant, and also make sure your brakes, windshield wipers, defroster, and heater are all in top condition. We also saw a chains required sign, so in addition, check your tires and always carry chains with you if you're planning to come up to the mountain, because if you see a sign requiring chains, make sure to put them on, not only for your safety and other safety, but you can also be cited and actually fined by CHP if you don't have them on in areas that they're required. Now, other items to keep with you in your car on this drive: extra food and water, clothes and towels. Also items for your car like an ice scraper, a broom or shovel if your car gets covered in snow, and jumper cables just in case you don't know what's going to happen on this drive. It's a good idea to give yourself extra time in case of a delay like this one that we're seeing right now. Also plan ahead and check the forecast and traffic before coming up. Now, remember to drive slow, be extra observant, especially if you see fog like we did. And back out here live, you can see that this road is closed. Again, this is on the 78. The crossroad is Washington Street. We'll be out here all morning waiting to see when this road will open. Caltrans told us hopefully by 8 this morning it will be open, but it could be later. So if you are planning to come up this weekend to see this snow that's coming to the mountains, make sure to plan ahead. ahead, give yourself extra time in case you see a delay like this one, and make sure to be careful while driving. I'll pass it back to you in the studio.
All right, Alex, thanks for that. Hey, right now, if you plan on driving up to the local mountains, several road closures to tell you about, mainly these ones right here. You got to be careful of. This time there's a storm warning for moderate to heavy rain that's accumulating mountain snow. There's also those gusty winds when you're heading up the mountains. If you need to check your route, you can check chain requirements and snow plows on quickmap.ca.gov. And a heads up for parents and students here, school districts in the mountain areas will be closed today, some of them due to inclement weather and icy road conditions. So take a look at your screen here. Here's a full list of those closures. It includes the Julian Union Elementary School District, Julian Union High School District, Mountain Empire Unified School District, Spencer Valley School District, and Warner Unified School District. Some of these have delays as well. Be sure to check with your individual school and sign up for their alerts. We'll also keep you posted here on CBS 8.
And now here's a live look. There it is. We're getting some daylight so you can see the snow. Laguna Mountain Lodge. That's their rooftop right there. And of course the road covered in snow. They already have seen a few inches this morning. Laguna Mountain Campground is closed. That would be a chilly night of camping. On Facebook they wrote, the snow is too heavy to be plowed over. So not safe to drive up, obviously, where they don't have it plowed. Not clear when it'll reopen, but we will be sure to bring you any updates on the snowy conditions and the road conditions as we find out more details. For now, though, yeah, winter wonderland, right? Don't forget, keep up with the latest weather conditions and alerts through the CBS 8 app if you're on the go. Get it from Google Play or the App Store. It's nice to see those several inches in Mount Laguna.
Yeah,
Wow.
I mean, there's still also a chance of another half foot or so that could be coming down.
over.
Mountains are still working with additional accumulation. So they've already picked up on about 8 inches so far.
Wow.
That is as
good.
of yesterday. So could be some newer numbers that we're still kind of waiting on from the National Weather Service and mainly from spotters out there. So if you live near Mount Laguna, you can always just throw one of those rulers into the snow. Let us know what the measurement's reading at. Very scientific method, as you can tell. But what we're seeing over the course of the day is that the wet weather that we've had pretty much every day this week is starting to taper off a bit. We still have indication that throughout the day we're going to be picking up on some of those scattered showers, just not quite as many. We have maybe 0.2, 0.3 of an inch left. Rain and snow showers across the mountains. AM showers along the coast. Looks like inland we're mainly going to be looking toward those cloudy skies. Here's a live look outside of Julian. Snow is still on the roofs of many of the buildings in downtown. We still see some accumulating on the sides of the roads, but in general, they've been working with this kind of rain-snow mixture, this off-on pattern. 10-day temperature trend shows some big changes in the forecast. Today and tomorrow are notably cool, cloudy, and showery days with temperatures in the 50s. And then after Saturday, take a look at what is going to reign supreme out there. Ridge of high pressure is going to build, help to take our temperatures to the average range for Sunday through Tuesday. Beyond that, we're going to climb above average through about Friday of next week. There's indication that as we get toward the days beyond that, so about 10 days out from now, we could be looking at our next chance for rain. But I'd say focus in on the weekend and all the way through next week, where we're going to be looking at dry skies out there. We still have a beach hazard statement along the coast, a flood warning for the San Diego River at Fashion Valley mainly, winter storm warning across the mountains, and a wind advisory for the mountains and the deserts. All of these will expire at various times throughout the day today. Let's check in on traffic. It's 6:13 right now. So far, your roads out there, they are still seeing some pooling and ponding from overnight as that most recent wave of wet weather came through. Still a very good idea to take it slow out there. And as you heard Alex say, also over the mountains, we are seeing ice and snow out there. So across the county, really, we have more crashes popping up here at the 6 o'clock hour than we're used to seeing. And that includes off toward the mountaintops. Let's check in on your border wait times. 90-minute wait at the San Ysidro Port of Entry. Otay Mesa Port of Entry going to take you about an hour total. So hour and a half at San Ysidro, hour at Otay. Back to you.
Thank you, Evan. And dead on arrival, the long-awaited bill that just failed in the Senate.
And an historic case in the Supreme Court here today. How it could impact our upcoming election next. Plus, big changes are coming to how students apply for college.